receiver for us. Senior Isaiah Hollowell will play outside linebacker and receiver, and then Danny Watson down in the end will play offensive and defensive line for us. Excited to be here. We've got a change coming around, going into 8-man. So, we've been working hard for that, and hopefully we can bring the excitement back to Corning football.
Hey, Coach Shelton. Thanks for coming. Number one, we're glad you guys are here. So tell us about the change to 8-man football. There's probably a lot of people watching today that don't know the difference between 11 and 8-man. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I think of course, the biggest difference is the numbers. You have 5 on the line, 3 in the backfield, and then you can design your defense any way you want. And in talking to our parents, and when we started looking at this, and then the sides of the field, it's still 100 yards. And talking to the 8-man groups here in Arkansas, which were the coaches that helped guide us through it, were outstanding. And they said, a lot of 8-man fields will be 80 yards, some will be 100 yards. And I go, well, what's the difference? They go, well, if they're a real fast team, they'll have them at 100 yards. If they're a slow team, they'll have them at 80 yards. So other than that, that's the only difference. Touchdowns are 6 points, and in talking to these guys, I asked them. We had a scrimmage a couple weeks ago, and I asked them what they thought the difference was. They said there was none, Coach. It's football all the way around, and it was a change for us. When I first took the job at Corning, the one thing I said is I appreciate the history of Corning football and everything that they put in. But times have changed, and the number one group that we were concerned about in making this decision were these guys. And our principal, Mr. John Hampton, and our superintendent, Ms. Willard, and the school board of Corning did an outstanding job because that was the focus. The focus was, and again, not that was ignored, but Corning has changed over the years, and the focus is what was best for our kids at this point and moving forward. The decision was not based on winning. Because we're moving into an 8-man conference where we're still the smallest team there, and we're going to open up with Rector in Edgewood County and play Mountain View. So we're playing some very well coached programs. So it was just what was best for our kids at this point and moving forward. And again with the focus being with these guys, we didn't miss the mark. One comment as we went through this was, I reached out to alumni and parents, but I also reached out to these guys and just kind of got your feeling. And this guy right here, I think, gave me the best comment, one day in talking to him, with him being a senior. He said, Coach, whether it's an 8-man or 11-man, I'm showing up to play football. And with that kind of attitude, there's no difference, to it. And we're excited for our seniors and excited for our program.
Well, one thing you're going to get when you play a Corning Bobcat football team is blue-collar attitude, that y'all are going to work and outwork your opponent. What's the summer been like? And actually, Jason, you might be the best to answer this. What's the summer been like for you guys, especially with the attitude that Coach Shelton's talked about coming from you?
Well, the summer's been, it feels like normal football, morning workouts and the attitude of this team it's really there. Like it's football. They want to play. It's no different than 11-man, 8-man. It's
you still got to block and tackle, right?
Yeah.
Hey, well, he said something about a scrimmage. How did that go?
The scrimmage was real good. We was kind of nervous going in there because it was the ICC, the
state champions
last year, and it went real well. I was nervous that it was going to feel different, the field size and stuff, but it was football.
Hand it over to Isaiah. Isaiah, with you guys playing both ways, and I'm guessing that with 8-man football that it's going to be a lot like basketball on grass, and it's going to be, kind of a lot of scoring and that sort of thing. What have y'all been doing conditioning-wise this summer to get ready for that?
Oh, just a lot of, being at the weight room and then just running routes after practice, just running, and just a lot of your own time is whenever our really conditioning sets in.
Right. Now, as a wide receiver in this offense, are you enjoying that?
Yes, sir. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Good. Good. All right. Hand it to Danny. Now, Danny, you're in the trenches, in the O-line and D-line. How you feel about the change and the difference in what you're doing?
Well, really, for me, on the O-line, really not too much changes. You're still going to have to go up and pretty much face big tackles, and it's just there's really not too much the difference. It's just the only difference is that it feels weird whenever you don't have that tackle right beside you.
I gotcha. So you're kind of out in space a little bit more?
Yes. Usually there will be much bigger splits, and it's just overall feeling feels different, but once you get out there, you start really getting into it, not a whole lot changes.
I gotcha. Hand it back down to Coach Shelton, if you would. Now, you talked already about playing Rector and ICC, who played for the championship last year, and ICC won. What's the rest of your schedule look like in conference play?
The two divisions in Arkansas is a small school and a large school. So we with us and Rector being up here in Northeast Arkansas, being the only one, and Coach Hendricks, I want to praise him. He helped me. He helped guide us through that, answer all the questions, invited me over. But we'll play. We'll non-conference. We'll play Rector twice, and we'll play ICC once. Then we go into our conference. Our conference, the large school, is split in. It's 10 teams, so it's split in. We went north and south, and so in ours we'll play Cutter Morning Star in week 3, and then we'll have Mountain View. We'll have Rosebud, Cedar Ridge, and Marshall. Is going to round out our schedule.
I got you, and I've got to think, just based on proximity and all that the Rector game's pretty big, guys. And Coach Shelton, I definitely want to hear what you say, but I want to hear what the guys have to say about that as well.
Yes, of course, I think with proximity, I think open up in week 1 also. But we know as a program, we know what we're getting into when we play Rector. I promise you that much. We understand that whether if you look at the bodies of the Rector kids, they could play 11 men. I mean, they've got some good looking kids. Coach Hendricks has that senior class over there right now is outstanding. And I think one of the big questions people have alluded to me has been was this going to take place in the Rice Bowl at Piggott? And I go, no, that's the Rice Bowl. Piggott, Arkansas is something special. Whatever develops out of this is going to be its own deal.
Right. Guys, what about y'all? You got the Rector, you got the rivalry with Piggott. What's a game that y'all are looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the Rector game because I feel that could be our new rival due to the location and how close, and we know those boys, like a friendship, and some might not like others, and that's one of the games that I'm looking forward to.
What about you guys?
One game I'm really looking forward to is probably the ICC game because the state champions, and it's just I was really looking forward. That's one of the games I have circled on my mind is ICC.
All right, Danny, what about you?
I'm looking very forward to the Rector game because it is a team that I'm sure me and Isaiah and Jason, we all know very well as seniors, having played them before in the past, and just, getting that good football rivalry coming back up, seeing them again.
Good deal. All right, pass it back down to Coach Shelton. And Coach Shelton, if you'll wrap it up, and we know that Corning is a football town. and a lot of good tradition there. Just, we thank you for coming. If you want to just give us a closing statement, we would appreciate it.
Well, first of all, from a coach's point of view, I want to thank you guys for this, for helping get the kids out there and getting excited about football again. It's just an exciting time of the year. I can tell you at this point in my career, 34 years, I was not looking to go to 8-man. But these guys here, these kids, that's been the focus of it, and that's what it's about.
Appreciate y'all being here today. Good luck to y'all this year in the transition. I hope everything goes well. Tons of success, and we'll be keeping up with you guys for sure. So we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the Osceola Seminoles on the stage. You're watching the 2023 Suncom Media NEA Sports Football Media Day.